line that we initially thought, as that left side of that offensive line, no match for the Citrus College Owls. Back deep to receive is Justin Martin, standing at his own 17-yard line. Zamora kicks a line drive kick, will bounce inside the 15, 10, 5, and scurried inside the 5 at around the 3 by Dayhone Wise. That'll be for Anthony Zamora, another 45-yard boot. And another one inside the 5.
I'm trying to take a look at situations right now. If Citrus College comes on the field right now, gets 7, does Coach Tom Kraft elect to bring in his first stringers?
Starters? Yeah.
I mean,
well, he doesn't have the option of bringing back his number 1 cornerback and what I believe is the number 1 player on the football team due to academic ineligibility, as he was unable to complete some of his classes this week. Tom Kraft, being the gentleman that he is, understands the problem and leaves Broughton with a little extra time here, as he's not playing in today's game, to focus on his academics. Unfortunately, it is a minus here for a Tigers team that has struggled in the opening quarter against Citrus College. 7-0, Owls on top. Shotgun snap goes to Cutber, fans it out far side, complete to DJ Morgan, and that pass will go back to the line of scrimmage, make it a 2nd and 10.
Going back to Trayshawn Broughton, a lot of these guys who play at the JUCO level, that's their weakness. It's the academics. A lot of these guys have all the talent on the field, but when it comes to the classroom, it's when they struggle. So right there, another example, Trayshawn Broughton, of what happens at the junior college level, typically.
Well, all that Riverside hopes, according to their case, is that they have him back on the field next week when we take on Ventura College in the opening round of the playoffs. We play them in the National Bowl there for the Week 1 game in the postseason. Cutber through the 2-back set. Hands off to his backup running back, who will scurry his way out to around the 10. Tackle made by Jonah Moy. It was DJ Gordon on the carry. Make it a 3rd down and 5 from their own 10.
Jonah Moy getting offered by Indiana this week, earlier in the week.
He already committed to BYU, but it's far from a done deal down there for
maybe another
our
school.
Best linebacker.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. I mean, maybe another school could sway.
Yeah, BYU is definitely not going to be his number 1 option. Of course, he also is soft towards Hawaii University. It is just a mess when it comes to what Jonah Moy really wants. We talked about him earlier on in the year, had an interview with their number 1 linebacker, Moy, and really just he has no idea what he's going to do. But after a strong campaign like this, he will have options. He is the number 2 tackling leader here for the Tigers in the National Central Conference.
Yeah, and a guy who will continue to get offers, I would think, next week and continuing in the other weeks, because it is going to be playoffs, and he is going to put together a lot more film.
Well, very early January is where we will find out where all of these linebackers and all of these players will go here for the Riverside Tigers, as signing day at the junior college level is immediately following the 2014 season. It'll be great to see where Jonah Moy goes, but also the kind of offers that our number 1 linebacker, according to statistics, A.J. Hodgkins, will end up 76 tackles this season, and he's just a freshman.
Yeah, I read an article about Coach Tom Kraft, and that's one of the main things he looks forward to, is getting his guys up to the next level. It's sort of a thing of pride and sort of like a father figure type of a deal, where he sees all his guys improving, not only as men but as players. Must be very satisfying to Coach Tom Kraft.
That's exactly why he's here in this position. He was a San Diego State head coach / offensive coordinator, but never was able to put together a winning resume during his 4 seasons with the Aztecs. Was able to bounce back here to one of the best junior colleges over the last half decade in Riverside City College. Following an offsides penalty, number 4 in the penalty department for the Tigers today. It'll move the chains. Citrus College has a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Cutberth wings the ball deep down the field, has Justin Martin, but it's tipped away at the very last moment by a man who's had his number. That's Cortland Fort on the pass deflection, make it a 2nd and 10.
Cortland Fort again being involved as a defensive back in his 2nd pass deflection of the game.
This is the sophomore's very first start in the history of his play here at Riverside City College due to the absence of Trayshawn Broughton, and this will be one of the deals here in the postseason that will really help the Tigers. If they can have a 3rd or 4th cornerback that can sub in some of those nickel and dime scenarios, a 4-wide set, the Tigers do line up in the nickel here on a 2nd and 10. Handoff underneath on a delay goes to Emmanuel Pooler, make it a 3rd and 5.
early in this game with just a minute left in this first quarter. I could tell that Coach Tom Kraft has taken a gamble on starting your second stringers and guys in the lower parts of the depth chart. That's a risk.
I understand that, but I actually do agree with the call. You challenge some of those backup players to win the game for us.
Yeah, I mean, and
put them
that'll
in a
show
tough
you,
scenario.
Yeah, and that'll show how good you are as well when guys lower in the depth charts are winning games against a first-team Citrus ball club. I mean, that'll be big time.
Who's playing for nothing. Cutbirth wings it to the far side and has a completion that will move the chains to the tight end, Christian Beltrain, make it a 7-yard pickup. And the Tigers playing with Cortland Fort now into the game is Dahone Wise. And Cutbirth picking apart that defense is 2 for 2 on third downs.
Yeah, it seems like Citrus is very comfortable throwing the ball 10 yards and above right there, getting 11 for that first down.
Challenging that Riverside defense that has been among the best in the National Central Conference. 25 seconds to go on a running clock. Play clock down to 10. 7-0 Citrus College has the lead. And the football empty set for Larry Cutbirth, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. They continue their drive for the 26. 4-man rush. Tigers, it's a quick throw out to the far side. Catch is made to Alex Johns Moore. Make it a 3-yard pickup. That'll end the quarter. 7-0 Citrus College here on the Riverside City College Radio Network. Again, stay tuned for the second quarter, and we'll get you all of these scores from around the junior college ranks as it is the final week of the regular season here for junior college. We'll be get you ready for the postseason next week to go along with scores around the NCAA. It was a wild weekend out of the top 25. But first, again, Dan Cadino joining us here alongside Nick Rice from the Jungle, place where the Tigers haven't lost in 5 years. What are your thoughts of the opening stanza where, for the very first time, the Tigers end the first quarter with a deficit since the Mount Sac game?
Well, Riverside is totally content with letting this one go, and that's a good thing, actually.
It is.
It's fine. It's okay if they lose this game because they understand there's a lot more.
Hold your horses. We still have 3 quarters to go.
Right, but I'm saying worst-case scenario.
It's still you don't lose any playoff seedings.
It wouldn't be the end of the world.
Well, actually, I want to scratch that.
Tell me.
They would be the number one. They would be the number one per se in the polls in Southern California, but with a loss to Citrus, they have not clinched the number 1 seed, according to our very own Tony, the cameraman here for the Riverside City College Tigers, as Justin Martin will scurry to the far side. That play will go nowhere. A 3-yard loss on a receiver end around that will begin the second quarter. Justin Martin, they are getting him involved here, the kick return / running back receiver specialist, yet really nothing doing against that Tigers defense. The only play that Tigers would wish to have back is on that third down when they allowed a 30-yard play to Justin Martin on the other end of the field.
Yeah, that, and give credit to Cutbirth, a guy with the super strong arm, getting it there so easily, it seemed like.
Citrus College is only 3-6 heading into today's ball game with a head coach that hasn't won in a big league matchup in the history of his tenure. He's in his 6th season. It's Rob Panciano, who's 20-40 as the head coach for Citrus College, including only 12-21 in conference play. And this is one of the first times that Citrus College has been in the national division. Cutbirth, a lose out of 1 sack, still looking down the field, stiff arms Jeremiah Mitchell, fires on the run, and has a completion all the way out to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9, just a hair short of the first down. Errol Romney with a 10-yard impressive pass completion as he was pushed to the sideline by Ray Ford, making it a 4th and inches.
Romney, his wide receiver, understanding completely the situation. Cutbirth rolling out to the near side, knows he's got to go follow him pretty much. Go to his side. Right in front of his face, passes the ball.
Man, he made Mickey Fangatu miss and then stiff-armed 290-pound Jeremiah Mitchell to the turf. And now the Citrus College Owls, following that pass completion, will indeed go for it. It is a 4th down and short. Of course, the Chains say it's a 3rd down. They at the last moment do put on their punt team, though. It'll be a 4th and short. Citrus College, on a drive that started from their own 5, do make it a little bit easier for this punt that will bounce all the way down to around the 37 of Riverside City College. Make it the 36. That'll be a boot of 39.
Right at about the 37-yard line.
Ryosuke Machuda there on the punt. 13:38 to go before the half. Tigers have an opportunity with a touchdown to tie it at 7.
Let's see if Nicholas King could design something over here and get a score for Riverside being shut out in that first quarter.
Well, what is at stake here for the Tigers is their 28-0 record at home in both conference and non-conference play, obviously. It's a record that has dated back all the way to 2010.
And we could say it's at risk tonight.
7-0, and Citrus College has played like the much better ball club. Only 2 first downs for the Tigers on 4 possessions. Handoff goes to Foster, skips out of 1 tackle, keeps on chugging, and reaches around the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Julian Tayus.
Denzel Foster over 800 yards in the season. Those are solid numbers. 5 touchdowns only. So that's something we got to keep an eye on.
Denzel Foster flanks the quarterback. He is a mere 300 yards away from reaching 2,000 in the history of his Riverside City College Tiger playing days. It's his second season. There goes Foster, bouncing outside 40, and he'll find his way out to around the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Doran Turner, make it a gain of 1.
About Foster, only 5 touchdowns in the season, but those 800 yards mean a lot. It means the guy is working in between the goal lines, and he's getting them into scoring.
Well, he has the most yardage all-purpose in the National Central Conference, which includes guys like Ontario Bateman of Long Beach, and obviously one of the best to do it here for the Mounties in Omar is Tolbert, as he has 5 rushing touchdowns, but don't forget 3 in the receiving game as well. He has been a dominant 1-2 option alongside Christopher Anderson, who's just a freshman, and he's in on a 3rd down and 2, yet there is a penalty flag down on the field, and it looks to be a false start. They'll make it a delay of game against the Tigers. Doesn't matter what it is, it seems to always be against the Tigers. Now make it a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that's something Riverside has definitely not improved on during the season, and it's the penalties.
They have improved a slight bit, Dan. This has been 4 games that they're under 100 yards worth of penalties, but mind you, they need to be a heck of a lot better than that if they hope to win a state championship. A 4-wide set, Jeter, Stallone, Whitney, and also don't forget about Duran Burton is into the game on a 3rd and 9. King will keep across the 40, skips to the 45, and dives across midfield. He's got that Tiger first down. Make it a 12-yard pickup. Nicholas King, we have 3 first down for the Tigers this half, and all 3 of them is by the quarterback King.
Yeah, I mean, he just shows how good he is inside the pocket. He's comfortably in there, goes through all his progression, and decides, hey, there's nobody open. I might as well use my legs.
Might as well take it yourself. Yeah. Nicholas King over 500 yards rushing this year for the Tigers. Shotgun snap. King wings it out. That's the 2nd catch all year by Junior Pome. His first was a touchdown last week.
How cool was that?
The big man was able to bully his way out for a gain of 9.
Junior Pome, typically a run-blocking specialist in there when Denzel Foster typically is carrying the ball. He is 6'5", 285. Wow, that guy's big.
Denzel Foster runs for a gain of 10. A monster tight end to go along with Ryan Ramirez, the other man who is there as the number 2 tight end there on that play. But Junior Pome is still in, and he's a 285-pound tight end, which has been monstrous for the Tigers, and what I think will be the Achilles heel of Citrus College, who has allowed numerous tight ends to score touchdowns this season. Play action fake, King looking left, wings it deep, he's going end zone, in and out of the hands of his intended target, Isaac Whitney. He had it in the breadbasket, now make it a 2nd and 10.
Wow, that should have been caught. I mean, Isaac Whitney. You could say the lights got in his way.
No excuses.
No excuses.
Oh, man. The USC
offensive
coordinator is here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Clay Holtman.
That will be his 2nd drop in the end zone this season. He had his first last week in the Tigers' win against Chaffee College. Now make it a 2nd and 10. Whitney is out of the game, and in is Darius Hunter, Michael Stallone, and Jawan Thomas. Play action fake, fires to Stallone. He's got it 30 to the sideline, 29-yard line, and he was ridden out of bounds at around the 28.
Michael Stallone over 200 yards receiving this year, 4 touchdowns right there, his 2nd catch of the game.
Michael Stallone, only a 5'9" wideout out of here in Southern California. Yet another one of those smaller product schools. Michael Stallone, a man who